CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
Good evening. One of Edmonton's most iconic bridges is likely going to be demolished and replaced. The high-level bridge is 113 years old. City staff say because of rising costs in recent years, renewal work is no longer feasible or fiscally responsible. 3 years ago, City Council set aside $200 million to fix up the high-level bridge. In the years since then, engineers have found more complex issues in the iconic structure, and the city now estimates extending its life for another 75 years would cost about $1 billion.
We found that the cost is just more expensive and the amount of rehabilitation that's required is more extensive than we had originally anticipated in 2022 based on the information that we had at that time.
The city says the high-level bridge is safe to use, although it will close for about 3 months in 2028 for some renewal work. City administration is proposing a plan to keep it open for the next 10 to 15 years while a replacement is designed and then built beside it. The city says the historic low-level bridge is also at the end of its life. The northbound bridge was built in 1900 and was the first bridge to cross the North Saskatchewan. The southbound span was built in 1949. Under the proposed plan, a replacement low level will be built, the newer span demolished, and the historic northbound bridge will be converted for walking and cycling use. The city says construction would be staggered to minimize disruption to traffic. It's also expecting to conduct extensive consultations with the public.
Talking to Edmontonians about what do they need in the future high-level bridge. What does it need to look like? What does it need to deliver in terms of function? Because we're at the beginning and none of those decisions have been made yet.
The high-level bridge is designated a municipal historic resource, which protects it from demolition or any inappropriate alterations. The city says council has the power to remove that protection by repealing its bylaw from 1995. We do know there will be no height restrictions for trucks on a replacement bridge for the high level. The new high level could also have 4 lanes, bike lanes, or even high-speed rail, although the historic high-level streetcars river crossing is in jeopardy. The city's very early estimate puts the cost of replacing both the high-level and low-level bridges at $1.3 billion. City administration will present the plan to council on Monday, and it will be put to a vote. The organizer behind the Forever Canadian petition could get his chance to speak in front of a committee this week that could decide the petition's future. Thomas Lukazik says he was told Friday night he may be invited to present his case for keeping Alberta in Canada in front of a special committee tomorrow afternoon. He says he's not happy his petition could possibly become a referendum question. He would prefer the petition be discussed in the legislature where the vote would be binding.
If she puts that question on a referendum, it will be like a poll. She'll be polling Albertans, but she cannot do anything with the outcome of that question. Which separatists, I imagine, won't be happy with either because they want, action from the Premier.
Lukazik's question asks, do you agree Alberta should remain in Canada? Nearly 439,000 Albertans signed the Forever Canadian petition. NDP leader Ned Nenshi is predicting a referendum question on separation will appear on the ballot this fall.
There is no petition. There is no referendum. The only way that there will be a referendum is if Danielle Smith makes one happen herself. And if she does do that, then the mask slips. And we know she's been a separatist this entire time.
The Separatist Stay Free petition was quashed on the grounds First Nations were not properly consulted. The province says it will be appealing that decision, calling the ruling incorrect and the law anti-democratic. Today, the organizers behind the Stay Free Alberta Independence movement filed their own application with the Court of Appeal. One city councillor is trying to rename a section of 99th Avenue outside the legislature Forever Canadian Avenue. Michael Jans presented the leader of the petition, Lukazik, with a gift while announcing he will be submitting an application to the Edmonton Naming Committee. Jans says the avenue will celebrate the largest nonpartisan citizen movement in Alberta's history. More than 400,000 Albertans signed that petition.
And this conversation spun into how do we honor this campaign? How do we have a record and a memory of this? And we thought there's no greater place than right here in front of our provincial legislature, and no greater way to honor in a permanent way than doing a street renaming.
It will remind all of us that in this capital city of Alberta, closest to our parliament, we have an avenue that recognizes the fact that we are forever Canadian.
If approved, 99th Avenue between 107th and 109th Street would be renamed Forever Canadian Avenue. Jans will be collecting donations and paying out of pocket for the name change. New bylaws to protect pets and people living in Edmonton took effect today. CTV's Amanda Anderson has more on some of the changes pet owners need to be aware of.
This dog, named River, may seem a tad intimidating, but her owner says she's all bark. She's even been on the receiving end of a dog attack while at an off-leash park.
And it cost me $1,000 to get her treatment, so it's a risk, though, coming to the dog parks.
Now, through the city's revamped animal care bylaw, bad dog behavior will have tougher consequences.
Last year, unfortunately, we saw 947 dog attacks in Edmonton. This is a huge concern to us and many other Edmontonians. And so it's very important this bylaw address that issue.
Fines for dog attacks or bites will now range from $250 to $3,000. Dogs deemed vicious will see fines start around $7,000 and be required to follow extra conditions.
This includes signage posted at the property so people know there is a vicious dog on site, and also the requirement that people get mandatory training for their dogs to ensure they're not a threat in the future.
New to the bylaw, dog owners will now have 24 hours to report an incident or face an extra $250 fine.
Hopefully things will be better for people and dogs. I mean, just overall safety and awareness, maybe.
You should know what you're getting into, and maybe that will help people inform that decision on getting a pet, because you're responsible for their actions. So
one change that will impact most pet owners is an increase to license fees.
In total, we'll see a $3 increase spread out over a 3-year period. This is the first increase since 2019.
Seniors and people on income assistance will have access to reduced rates. Animal control officers will also have increased abilities to address animals left in unsafe situations, like hot cars, being left outside in cold, or being transported in a vehicle unsafely. It's the first time the bylaw has been updated in 20 years and takes effect today. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
A small number of students in southern Alberta are being treated for rabies exposure after an encounter with a bat on a school bus. Alberta Primary and Preventative Health Services says officials were notified last Wednesday. The bat was found on a Golden Hills School Division bus in Drumheller. The bus driver and students were assessed. A small number were treated for rabies exposure. There are no reports of serious illness or adverse reactions. Data collected by the province shows in the last century there have been more than 1,000 confirmed cases of rabies in Alberta. The Edmonton Soaring Club says one of its members was killed in a glider crash northeast of Edmonton. RCMP say the glider went down in Lamont County shortly after 3 o'clock Monday afternoon. The only person on board died. The president of the Edmonton Soaring Club says no one heard an emergency radio call, and the cause of the crash at this point is unclear.
These things are very rare. It's very rare that they happen. So it's almost always, because it's a rare event, it's usually something really unlikely, or a sequence of unlikely events coming together to cause it.
The Transportation Safety Board is investigating the crash. A weapons detection system is now operational at the Royal Alexandra Hospital Emergency Department. Alberta Health Services provided us with this video of the system in order to protect patient privacy. AHS says the technology works a lot like a screening system at concerts or sports events. If the machine detects something problematic, the person is sent for a secondary screening. People can keep items in a secure locker until they leave. AHS says if a patient refuses the screening, Protective Services will refer them to HealthLink or accompany them into the emergency department. A research team has identified several areas near the site of a former residential school northwest of Edmonton that may contain human remains. For 2 years, members of Sturgeon Lake Cree Nation and the University of Alberta has been using various methods and technologies to search for human remains near the former site of St. Francis Xavier Residential School. The team says it's located 62 potential unmarked graves 3.5 hours northwest of Edmonton. The technology used isn't enough to confirm the graves exist or the identities of those buried, and it says further investigation is needed.
A number of these are in areas that are known either to be recent or older cemetery locations, specifically ones associated with the church and the Hudson's Bay Post. So 53 of the 62 potential unmarked graves are within cemeteries, but we have 9 that are not in cemetery locations.
The team wants more federal funding to continue its search. It also wants unredacted access to information that could be related to the children who attended the school. St. Albert City Council has voted to keep its integrated fire EMS service at a greater cost. In March, the city was notified provincial funding for municipal ambulance contracts would be reduced. At the time, St. Albert was one of 7 integrated fire and EMS services in Alberta. The city says starting next year, the new contract will mean a 1.2% tax increase. That will generate nearly $2 million. Strathcona County and Red Deer have also voted to keep integrated fire EMS service. Leduc, Spruce Grove, and Lethbridge all voted to change to the provincial model. The federal government is spending nearly $7 million on artificial intelligence projects in Alberta. Ottawa says the money will support more than 70 jobs and help advance Canada's domestic capacity for AI innovation. $3 million is earmarked for the University of Alberta's Canadian AI Compute Vault. 3 other Edmonton-based companies are also receiving money to help them grow and compete in the AI market. $1 million in repayable funding will go towards Dark Horse Emergency, which builds software for public safety organizations across the country.
We have a lot of interest overseas, in the U.S., in Europe, in the Middle East, and this will really help support our growth and expansion internationally.
The money comes from the Regional Artificial Intelligence Initiative. It aims to help bring new AI technologies to market and speed up AI adoption in sectors like agriculture, healthcare, and manufacturing. The provincial government is spending $21 million to help Alberta companies find new markets in the defense sector. Alberta's technology minister says this money will help companies quickly adapt their technology and products for the defense sector. Many of these companies are already making products for industries like energy, environmental monitoring, and construction. Augmented reality company Scope AR started in Edmonton. Its co-founder says the company initially had to go to the United States for its customers. He says recent investments in defense by the federal government means there's a bigger market in Canada to access.
We want to support Canadian investments. We want to support the Canadian market and our Canadian defense sector. This allows us to hopefully do that in an easier way because, up until now, the Canadian government's been quite honest that the procurement cycle's really difficult. They're trying to make that easier.
The program will be based at the University of Alberta. Other colleges and universities like NAIT and the University of Calgary will also be involved. A researcher in Lethbridge has unlocked a potential alternative food for cattle. Wade Abbott with Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada was curious whether cattle could digest seaweed. He and his colleagues used the Canadian Light Source facility at the University of Saskatchewan to find out if cows have the enzymes to break it down. They found evidence the animals do have the bacteria required. The study notes seaweed will not replace hay or traditional animal feeds because it's expensive, but it could be an immunity booster. The team's findings are published in the science journal Nature Communications. A man raising money for the healthcare system ran through Edmonton this weekend on his way across the country. Trevor Redmond goes by the Fellow in Yellow. You may have seen him running along the Yellowhead. He has run more than 12,000 kilometers so far. His journey started after he was hit by a car and nearly lost his leg. Redmond met Rick Hansen, who inspired him to raise money for mental and physical health.
My motto of this journey is the more we move others. So if I see people are moved by me, you better believe I'm moved by them.
Between running, walking, and cycling, Redmond has nearly traveled the circumference of the earth. The money he raises goes to the $1 a Day Foundation, which supports mental health and addiction programs. Coming up next on CTV News, fun options for families looking for free or low-cost excitement in Edmonton this summer. Also just ahead, playing with the pros, the Edmonton Elks throw the football around with local kids.
This is what community is about, bringing people together, and, just surrounding it by sport is fantastic.
Good evening, folks. Not bad temperatures today, slightly above average. We got to 19 here in the city. It'll be a bit cooler tomorrow and a little gusty as well. But most of the next week and a half, temperatures are average or slightly above average. I'll tell you exactly what that means temperature-wise in just a few minutes.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
As the cost of living rises, many local attractions and festivals are doing what they can to lower prices and offer deals for Edmontonians. CTV's Connor Hogg has more.
Families of all shapes and sizes gather in Horlack Park over the long weekend. Rhonda Latosky and her kids came to the park looking for an afternoon activity that wouldn't come with a cost.
Just with the price of everything, it's better to find free things to do so we can afford some of, the things we have to get.
Taste of Edmonton is part of a successful summer partnership from last year, coming back again by popular demand. Eat, Play, Laugh ticket packages provide tickets to Taste of Edmonton, K-Days, and the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival.
Opening our doors and having the most amount of people that can come in for the least amount of money that we possibly can do. And, that's where we believe that affordability, it needs to be top of mind.
Fort Edmonton Park opened for the summer season on Saturday. This summer, tickets are 10% cheaper than they were last year. The park hopes the lower price also lowers some financial barriers.
Discretionary income is becoming more and more stretched these days, and so if there's anything we can do to help, like lowering our prices a little bit, that's going to hopefully help people feel that they're welcome, they can still enjoy, they can spend time together with family.
Edmonton's Chamber of Commerce says many Edmontonians are feeling a financial pinch right now. That could be challenging for people looking for ways to spend the summer.
People will be looking for ways to save money and to make sure that they stretch their dollar more. But Edmontonians are a hardy bunch that still love their restaurants, they love their festivals, they love their events. I think we've weathered the storm before, and we do it by continuing to help each other.
Back at Horlack Park, while Rhonda Latosky is glad to hear that some prices in the city aren't continuing to go up, she thinks the city could always help a little bit more.
I think that they could even make admission to the outdoor swimming pools free for the summer. That would be great.
Families hoping to make a savings splash without skimping on the summer fun. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Thousands of Edmonton Elks fans flooded Grant Fear Field in Spruce Grove on Victoria Day. As the team prepares for this season, they're also making an effort to be out in the community in and around Edmonton. CTV's Curtis Goodrum has more.
It's a moment these up-and-coming minor football players in Spruce Grove won't forget. A chance to play with the Edmonton Elks.
Some of these kids made me look really talented at quarterback. They're making some great catches, running some great routes, so it's just all part of the fun, and that green and gold showcase means so much to the community, means a lot to us players.
Well, the connection with the outstanding players in the Elks and just the tie-in with our minor football program, it's fantastic to bring those two together.
It's Green and Gold Day in Spruce Grove. The mayor made the proclamation to celebrate the Elks' first fan day in the city in over a decade.
This is what community is about, bringing people together, and just surrounding it by sport is fantastic.
It's also an opportunity for fans to see the Double E in action before they kick off the season.
The rebuild is coming along very nicely, and I think we have a strong showing for this year.
I think so too, yes. And they're having the Grey Cup in Calgary this year, so we gotta win.
Getting excited for football season. Been a season ticket holder for over 20 years, so I think this is going to be a good year. I can feel it.
The two Elks mascots are hyping up the team's chances for a Grey Cup run.
Do you think they're going to win the Grey Cup this year, though? That's the real 100%. Yeah. You sure? Yeah.
I'm calling playoffs this year.
I think
100%.
I think with Fajardo
and we got a good new rebuilt O-line. I think we have a good shot this year.
The Green and Gold say they're ready to take on a tough West Division after a busy training season.
We're focused on trying to get better in camp so that we can hold up our end of the bargain.
We have a really talented roster this year, and it's going to be exciting when we put it on turf.
The Elks' first regular season home game is June 20th against the Montreal Alouettes. Curtis Goodrum, CTV News, Edmonton.
When we return, a local artist giving old paintings new life catches the attention of a celebrity client.
He just said, I love monsters and aliens, and I don't really want to influence you too much.
Wednesday on Your Morning, we talked to Mayor Andrew Knack about the state of Edmonton's downtown and how to get more people into the core, plus how to help your children learn about money by focusing on their awesome stuff.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Programming brought to you by Final Symphony with your Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. Learn more at winspearcenter.com.
Welcome back. 4 degrees this morning, 6 the average overnight low. So a little cooler than average there, slightly above average for your daytime high today at 19 degrees. We'll fall to a high of about 15 or 16 for tomorrow. Get the system spinning up across the south. That's going to bring some steadier rain to parts of east central Alberta overnight tonight and it's tomorrow morning. On the backside of this, as everything kind of spins around this, you're going to see some showers here in the northwest drop to the south. Most of that, I think, stays west of Edmonton, but midday tomorrow, you might see a few scattered showers in and around the Edmonton area. Otherwise, just mix of sun and cloud for tomorrow. This is probably the bigger story. That cool and brisk northwesterly wind, gusts will be around 40 kilometers per hour. And temperatures, as we said, a couple of degrees cooler than today, into the mid-teens for a daytime high instead of close to 20. We're back close to 20 on Thursday, though. Nice little kick of some warmer air out of the southwest. Clouds will be well off to the west-northwest of us in the morning, so we'll start Thursday with some sunshine, then get some increasing cloud through the afternoon hours. 6 degrees tomorrow morning in Grand Prairie and here in Edmonton, 6s and 7s in through east central and northeastern Alberta. Red Deer, a little cooler, down to about 4 degrees. Into the mid-teens tomorrow afternoon. There's your chance of some showers, especially earlier in the day. Cold Lake, Vegreville, 18 into Grand Prairie tomorrow and about 14 for Jasper and Red Deer. 13, 14 degrees in Lloydminster. Again, across the south, you could see some scattered thunderstorms. We saw some fairly widespread thunderstorm activity across parts of central and northeastern Alberta through the day today. I think parts of east central and northeastern Alberta may see a few hit and miss thunderstorms again tomorrow as well. There's your wind, 20 gusting to 40 kilometers per hour. Mix of sun and cloud, 40% chance of scattered showers and about 15 or 16 for a high, and then back into the 20s for Thursday, Friday. A little drier for Thursday, Friday as well. Chance of some late day showers or thunderstorms on Saturday, and then it doesn't look like any heavy, steady rain, but some more precipitation in the forecast for early next week. That is your forecast.
Thousands of people see the work of one local artist every day. His murals can be found everywhere, from school basketball courts to apartments on White Avenue. One of his smaller ventures has caught the eyes of a big-name musician. Here's CTV's Curtis Goodrum with more.
Josh Harnack is finishing up his final mural on the Chantel Broubet Youth Centre in Beaumont.
Hey, thank you.
His art eye-catching to onlookers, some unaware he's amassed over 200,000 followers across social media.
I don't want a Picasso or a Garfunkel. I want a Harnack original.
Even catching the attention of Ed Robertson of the Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh my God, I love it. He was pretty open-minded to what I wanted to do. He just said, I love monsters and aliens, and I don't really want to influence you too much.
Robertson commissioned 2 paintings from Harnack, who also puts a unique spin on existing work. The 2 came from 6,000 he purchased in a storage locker off Facebook Marketplace.
I spent all my life savings on this storage locker with 6,000 paintings in it.
He's insane, but I would expect nothing else from Josh.
Harnack believes he's giving these paintings a second chance, one they wouldn't have gotten otherwise, left to collect dust.
That makes me feel good that I'm saving them from the dump and I get to play within the physics of the world of these other artists.
While he may be stepping into national recognition,
this paint dries pretty fast.
His goal is to make sure his pieces resonate with even his smallest clients.
To create this really fun, whimsical mural that speaks to the kids and, their imaginations, and as well as the community. Just hope I can make a really awesome and fruitful career, continuing to move forward.
Harnack says a career he is just getting started. Curtis Goodrum, CTV News, Edmonton.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. Have a great night.